Hi there, yogis. Kristen Kavanagh here, coming to you from Seaside Yoga Studio in Seaside, Oregon. Today we're going to do a Hatha Flow. Now the difference between Hatha Flow and a Vinyasa Flow, Hatha is more of a foundational practice. There's going to be less physically demanding poses. We're going to be in them for a little bit longer period of time, so we're going to hold the poses a little longer. Hatha yoga tends to be a little more disjointed than a typical Vinyasa flow, but we still are going to utilize that connection of movement with breath, really focusing in on the breath work today as well. I don't really know where we're going today. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise. I tend to give my classes what my body needs, and it tends to usually translate to what everybody needs. So let's just get right into it. It's going to be about a 45-minute practice. And we'll see where we go and how we get there. We're going to start on our bellies in a position called Makarasana or crocodile pose. So let's go ahead and get onto your mat, coming into a face down position. I'm going to adjust my camera angle a little bit. So go ahead and come forward onto your belly. Make your hands into a pillow. Rest your right cheek down on your pillow. Bring your big toes to touching and your heels apart, which will help give a little bit additional release for the low back. As you arrive to this position, take a really big breath in and a really big sigh out, feeling that sense of release as you melt down into your position onto your mat. Close down your eyes. Notice how your body feels as you release into the earth. Just taking these first few moments, arriving to your practice, allowing the earth to support you and hold you. Take another really big breath in. Open up your mouth, fog up the mirror as you exhale. And let's be here for about 1 minute. If you're having a lot of tension come up in the low back, aim your breath to that tension point and see if you can allow your exhale to help some of that tension soften and release. If you're having any scary, sharp pains, come out of this position and just come into a Balasana, child's pose. So you'll have the knees together, arms alongside, and you can meet up with us in our first back bend of Sphinx Pose in just a few moments. So for now, in Makarasana, just resting, breathing, arriving to your body. Take about 3 more breaths here. One more big inhale and exhale. And then let's come up into our first little back bend, Sphinx Pose. So you're going to line up your elbows underneath your shoulders. Your forearms are parallel, palms face down. The tops of your feet are now on the earth. We're going to press deeply into the elbows, lift high into the chest, draw the shoulders down and back, and then relax and release through the low body. So feeling a gentle stretch through the abdominal muscles, breathing into that open chest, and feeling that nice little stretch along the spine from the low back all the way up. And if you want to move the neck a little bit, you can tilt the head back, bring it to your chest. Just taking whatever movement in the neck might feel good. If you'd rather just stay in a neutral position, that's okay too. Let's be here for about 3 more big inhales and exhales. Take a really big breath in, press through the elbows, lift through the heart. And on the exhale, lower down, bringing your left cheek to your hands. Big toes touch together, heels apart. Take a really big breath in, a really big sigh out, and once again, just let your entire body weight melt into the earth. We'll be here for 1 minute. We'll be here about 4 more breaths. See if you can release anything that feels tight or tense here, anywhere you're still holding on. And let's come up into another round of Sphinx Pose. Elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel, low body relaxes, glutes are soft. You can even kind of wiggle your hips a little side to side to release any tension. Press deep into the elbows, lift high into the heart center. Maybe the chin lifts a little bit, stretching through the abdominals and really dropping into that stretch along the spine. Let's take about 4 breaths here. Take 1 more really big breath in, press through the elbows, lift through the heart. And on the exhale, lower down. This time, bring your forehead to your hands. Reach your right hand back for your right foot and take the quad stretch. Remember to breathe as you stretch, softening that quad muscle. And then release the right foot, bring the right hand under your forehead, take the left hand back for the left foot, stretch and breathe. Go ahead and gently release that foot. We're going to take the hands out in front of the shoulders. Let the forehead come down to the earth. And on the inhale, we're going to lift forehead, nose, and chin. Come up into a nice little back bend. Take a deep breath. And on the exhale, lower back down. Drag the fingers back about 2 inches. We're going to press up a little higher this time. Inhale, lift the forehead, nose, chin, shoulders, chest, pressing toward the navel. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Drag the fingers back about 2 more inches. Push up even a little bit higher. Let's hold at the top with a big inhale. And exhale, lower down. Let's do that again. We're going to do 2 more cycles. Hands all the way back forward. Inhale, peel the shoulders and the upper body up. Exhale, release. Drag the fingers back 2 inches. Inhale, peel the upper body. Exhale, release. Drag the fingers back again. Inhale, pull up into your back bend, nice and deep. Exhale, release. Let's go 1 more round. Fingers all the way forward. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, release. Drag them back. Flow again. Coordinating breath with movement. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, lift all the way up. Hold at the top. Exhale, release. Bring your hands next to your chest. Press back into Balasana, Child's Pose. Knees together, arms alongside, forehead to the ground. Rounding through the spine. One more big inhale and exhale, and then come all the way up to seated, hands in your lap. Let's just roll into the shoulders for a few breaths, getting some movement across the chest. Can't tell if you can see my head or not. I guess it's not that important. Roll the shoulders one at a time, get some nice big movement, and then take them the other way. Reverse again, rolling them back. Reverse one more time, rolling them forward. And then inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, drag them down and back. Let's come into a seated position. I'm going to adjust my framing just a little bit. Figuring this out here, still. So seated position. If you want half lotus, drag that right foot to the inner thigh on the left side. Sit up nice and tall, hands to your knees, and let's start our Sufi Circles. So just starting to rotate the upper body, winding it around. Nice big rotation for the low back, for the rib cage. Big breaths in and out as you move, coordinating breath and movement. So when we coordinate breath with movement, we create more space for both in the body. So as you coordinate breath with movement, notice how with an inhale you get more movement in one direction. With the exhale, you get more movement in the other. And you're also creating more space in your body for that breath to come in and out. Let's go ahead and rotate the opposite direction. And your breath doesn't have to coordinate with mine. Just find a way for your breath to coordinate with your movement where you feel that expansion of space. Just allow this to feel good for a few breaths. Your experience doesn't have to look like mine. Your body can look very different when you take these circles. Do what feels good in your body. Couple more. And then we'll come into a nice upright seat, roll the shoulders down and back. And because we've probably all got a little bit of tension, maybe even getting some tension headaches, we're gonna work into the neck a little bit here. We're gonna start with a really big breath in, and on your exhale, while you keep your spine tall, we're gonna let the chin drop toward your chest. Let your face relax, and just feel some space being created between those little cervical vertebrae in the neck. Each time you exhale, feel your chin drop a little closer toward your chest. On the next inhale, lift your head through neutral. Tilt the head all the way back. Open up the mouth and breathe in and out through the open mouth. Bring your head back to a neutral position. Take a big breath in, and on the exhale, let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. We're going to take the left fingertips out to the side. You're going to feel with that movement a little bit of extra stretch here. If it's too much, just rest your hands in your lap. If you'd like to take that right hand on top of the head, you can. Just letting the hand be a weight. So we're not pulling on the head. We're just allowing that hand to weight down the head to get a little extra room. Take 2 breaths. And then we're gonna walk that left hand back. So I'm walking it toward that blue wall. And you're gonna draw your head forward toward the top right corner of your room. Now we want to be really careful. We want to listen intuitively to the body. Back off if it feels too much. Couple breaths. And then come back to center. Walk that hand back out to the side. Release the right hand from your head. Bring your head to neutral. And take the head over to the left. Those right fingers are out to the side. If you're getting enough stretch here, stay here. Otherwise, use the weight of your left hand on top of the head, closing down the eyes. If you've gone too far, the breath will be limited. So if your breath feels limited, back off the stretch a little bit. Maybe release that top hand. Find a nice quality of breath. If you do have the hand on the head, let's walk that right hand back a little bit. Again, I'm walking it toward the blue wall. And we're going to drag the head toward the top left corner of your room. So kind of getting some opposite traction here like this. Couple breaths. And then bring everything back to neutral. Release that left hand. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, chin to chest. Let's just rock the head around in some half circles. If your head's feeling really good and loose this morning, maybe try a 3/4 circle. Coming back around the way you came as you dip back. And let's just spend a few moments here doing whatever feels good in your neck. Whatever you feel like you need, take it. If that means more shoulder circles, take them. But let's take 1 full minute to close the eyes, breathe, and work into your neck. Again, just doing what feels good in your body. Remembering to breathe as you move. And make sure you take the head around in all directions. So if you brought the chin to your chest, make sure to send it all the way back. Pausing in those little points in the circle that feel especially tight or tense. And let's all start finishing out whatever we need, and then bring chin to chest. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Lift your head to neutral, roll the shoulders. And let's make our way onto hands and knees. And on hands and knees, let's just take a few rounds of either cat-cow, if that's kind of your comfort zone. Just letting the belly sink, chin and tailbone lift, and then reaching the spine up toward the sky. If you'd like to try something a little different today, maybe try rotating the hips around in a circle, or maybe sending them side to side, just kind of finding some intuitive movement, whatever feels good in your body. And let's take a full minute just getting into the spine. Maybe getting the neck involved. Remember, soft elbows. Coordinating breath with movement in a way that allows movement and breath to feel expansive in your body. About 4 more cycles of whatever it is you've chosen to do with this time. Last big inhale and exhale. We'll meet in a neutral spine. We're going to pitch the upper body forward. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so I can be completely in frame here. We're going to leave the knees where they are, right under the hips, coming into puppy pose. So we're going to send the upper body forward, forehead to the ground. Now in this position, we want to feel a nice broadening sensation across the upper back as you let your heart melt down toward the ground. 5 breaths. On the inhale, come back up to hands and knees. Line up your wrists underneath your shoulders. We're going to tuck the right toes back against the mat. Lift through the heart, lift the gaze, and then cross the right toes to the left side of your mat. And you can still use them on the mat for traction. Lift the heart, soften the elbows, stretch through the Achilles. And then turn your gaze back towards your left hip. And bring everything back to center. Bring that knee back down. Send the left toes back against the mat. Get that stretch first. Lift the heart, soften the elbows. And then send those left toes across to the right edge of the mat. Lift the heart, engage the core. And then maybe twist and turn, gaze at that right hip. Come back to center, bring the knee back down, take your knees out as wide as the edges of the mat, big toes touch together. Nice big child's pose. If you need to roll out the wrists here, roll out the wrists. Let's just take some nice big breaths. Practicing breathing into the belly, the rib cage, the chest. The lungs are big. The lungs are bigger than often we think. So instead of just those short, shallow breaths into the chest, try breathing deep toward the navel, sending that breath up into the rib cage and then filling all the way up into the chest and then taking that breath all the way back down. So let's take 3 more of those big 3-part yogic breaths. Filling all the capacity in your lungs. So walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, getting a nice big stretch through the side body. And then take the hands over to the left, opposite side body. Bring everything back to center. Let's take 1 more really big inhale and exhale. And then inhale up to hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into your first downward facing dog. I'm going to let you be here for about 5 breaths. Practice breathing deep into the body as you stretch it out, pressing your chest back towards your thighs, gazing towards your navel with a soft neck. Maybe pedaling out the feet a few times. 3 more breaths here. One more. And on the next inhale, we're going to rock forward. Find your lazy up dog. Lay the legs down, spread out across the chest, soft elbows, a little bit of rock and sway with the eyes closed, breathing into the chest. Big inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're gonna bring the right foot forward between the hands. So we're gonna crunch that right knee forward, place the right foot. Let's drop the back knee down, top of the back foot rests. Bring your hands inside that right foot and crawl the right foot toward the outside edge of the mat. Let's take a nice big lizard pose here. There's lots of ways to do lizard pose. Remember, we're still on fairly cold muscles, so let's take a gentle variation of this stretch for now. You can either stay right where you're at if you're getting enough here. Maybe take your right hand to the inside of that right knee and just gently press out. I'm gonna try to keep that left elbow slightly soft. And let's breathe here. So you'll see the sole of my right foot comes a little bit off the mat. 2 more breaths. And then we're just gonna come back to center, walk the foot back to center, tuck the back toe, lift the hips as you press it back, downward dog. 1 big inhale and exhale. And then pull the left foot forward between the hands, drop the back knee, top of the back foot rests. Hands come inside that left foot, walk it to the outside edge of the mat. If you're getting enough here, stay here. Otherwise, maybe left hand inside left knee, gently pressing out. Close the eyes, breathe 3 big breaths. I'm getting a lot of requests for hip openers lately. Go ahead and release that stretch, walk it back to center. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. While you take 3 breaths in downward dog, I'm gonna readjust my camera angle. Remember, the back of the neck is soft. One more big inhale and exhale. And then start walking your feet forward toward the top of your mat. Line up your feet to hip width apart and parallel. Soften the knees a lot. Reach for opposite elbows and let the upper body hang forward. We're gonna nod gently, yes, shake slightly, no. Deep breath in, deep sigh out. Maybe a little rock and sway with the arms. And then bring your hands to your waist. We're going to come up with a flat back, bringing the elbows together behind you. Find a nice little back bend, one that feels good in your body. Open up the chest, and then come back to a neutral spine. Good. Let's bring the feet to hip width apart again. Lean back, open up the chest. On the exhale, maybe the legs stay a little straighter this time. Reach for the yogi toe lock. Index, middle finger, and thumb create a lock around the big toes. Inhale, peel the heart up, lift the head. Exhale, try to meet your heart towards your thighs as you let the head drop and dangle at the end of the neck. Kind of like a bowling ball. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Elbows pull out to the sides, looking for traction. We're going to let the hands come to the earth. Inhale, lift the head and the heart, flat back. And on the exhale, fold again. This time, plant your hands and step to a strong plank. So really spread out the hands here. Let yourself have a really good foundation, a solid foundation. Take a big breath in. If you'd like to come through chaturanga, great. Otherwise, maybe drop the knees. Elbows shoot back, lower down to your belly. Inhale, scoop to your back bend. Maybe it looks like cobra, just nice little low back bend. Or maybe you slide the hands back a little bit more and press to your upward facing dog. Notice in upward dog, my knees are lifted, my thighs are lifted, and I'm just on the tops of those back feet. Maybe tilt the head back a little bit, big breath in. And on the exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. 2 big breaths. knees, look to your hands, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle, sweep the arms up to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Let's take it through a full vinyasa. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, lift head and heart flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands on the mat. Step back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. Maybe the knees come down, elbows shoot back. Inhale, scoop up to your back bend of choice. Exhale, back, 2 breaths, downward facing dog. We're going to take the right leg up to the sky, and then we're going to bring the right knee to the chest into a little crunch. Inhale, send that right leg back, and exhale, draw it in again. One more time, send it back. This time, as you pull the knee to the chest, use the core to lift and place that foot forward between the hands. Pivot your back heel down, rise up, warrior one. Biceps to the ears, feet anchored, upper body twist toward the front of the room. Big breath in, maybe a little lean back, deep in the lunge. Exhale, release your hands to the earth. Drop that back knee, sweep your arms up to the sky, low lunge, Anjaneyasana, big inhale. Exhale, release the hands down, rock back, runner stretch, half split. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, melt toward the thigh. Inhale, rock forward, sweep your arms to the sky, lean back. Exhale, release the hands, plant them on the mat, step to plank. Move through a vinyasa, knees come down all the way to your belly. Inhale, lift to your back bend. Exhale, downward dog, 2 breaths. Float the left leg, bring it into the chest crunch. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, draw it in again. One more, send it back, draw it forward, hover, and then place that foot, pivot the back heel, rise up, warrior one. Twisting the upper body to the front of the room, maybe a little lean back as you deepen the lunge, inhale, exhale, release the hands. Drop the back knee, sweep the arms up again, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, release the arms, drop back to your half split. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, melt toward the thigh. Inhale, rock forward, sweep the arms. Exhale, release the hands down. Maybe a vinyasa, maybe straight to downward dog. Inhaling to the back bend, exhaling to the downward dog. Take that right leg up. This time bring the right knee to the right elbow. Send it back. Draw the right knee across the body to the left elbow. Send it back. Draw that right knee forward, hover, place the foot, pivot the back heel, rise up, warrior one. This time we're going to open it out, warrior two. Nice anchored pose. Gaze to your right middle finger. Get a little deeper. Right elbow comes down, left arm up. Flip the palm, lower the arm. Deepen the lunge. Pull all the way back. Reverse the warrior. Flip the front palm, drop the back hand, deepen the lunge. Reach that left hand toward the left ankle, and then windmill down to the earth. Drop the back knee, sweep the arms. Exhale, release. Drop back, half split. Lift the heart, melt to the thigh. Inhale, rock forward, sweep the arms. Exhale, release. Drop back to plank, move through vinyasa, or press to downward dog. Take the left leg up. Bring the left knee to the left elbow. Send it back. Draw the left knee to the right elbow. Send it back. Draw that left knee forward, hover, place the foot, pivot the back heel, rise up strong, grounded, anchored warrior one, open it out, warrior two. Gaze to your left middle finger, strong arms, deep lunge, reach forward, set the left elbow to your knee, right arm to the sky, flip the palm. As you lower the arm, deepen into the lunge. Pull back, warrior two. Flip the front palm, drop the back hand. Deepen the lunge. Reach that right hand toward the ankle. And then windmill hands all the way to the earth. Drop the back knee. Sweep the arms, Anjaneyasana. Release the arms. Drop back, half split. Lift the heart, melt to the thigh. Rock forward, sweep the arms. Exhale. Release the hands, step to plank. Flow through Vinyasa, or if you need a little grounding like me, take it to downward dog. Bend your knees, look at your hands, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Bring it back to heart center. Take a moment with your thumbs at your sternum to check in. Let's take one more forward fold. Feet to hip width, hands to your waist, lean back. Nice back bend. Enjoy it for a moment, and when you're ready, fold down over the legs. This time, let's take the palms of the hands underneath the feet. Big toes touch the insides of the wrists. Inhale, pull into the traction point. Exhale, melt down into the stretch. Head drops, back of the neck completely soft. Inhale, lift head and heart flat back. Exhale, fold, step back to your plank, and flow through Vinyasa. Let's go ahead and rock forward into a lazy up dog. Lay the legs down, spread out across the chest, rock and sway. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward dog. Float the right leg to the sky, and then bring that right knee to the outside of the right wrist. Kick that shin toward parallel, coming toward pigeon pose. Inhale, lift up into the heart center. Find a little bit of a back bend. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to fold down over the front shin. Coming into pigeon, deep inhale, lift the heart. Maybe the forehead comes down to the hands. We're going to be here for 1 minute. Close down your eyes, soften the jaw. When we work in the hips, if the hips are tight, we tend to clench into the jaw. So notice if that's happening for you. Relax, release. Notice all the places in your body where you're holding on to tension. And soften. About halfway through the hold here. From here, we're going to press up off that front leg. Find another little back bend. So really lift up into the chest. For those of you who have a lot of flexibility in the hips, maybe the hands come to the heart center or even up to the sky. It's not for me today, but maybe it's for you. One more breath in into your little back bend here. We're going to walk the right hand inside that right knee, circle the left arm back and catch that left foot for the quad stretch. I'm going to give you another option here. Take the top of your foot into the palm of that left hand and twist your chest toward the front of the room. Once again, for those of you who are feeling good in the hips today, maybe reach that right hand back so you get a nice big shoulder opener through that right foot. And then maybe place the left hand down, kind of finding that twisting pose, king pigeon. Wherever you are, gently release that back foot. Inhale, lift through the chest one more time. Exhale, you can move through a vinyasa, or you can take that right leg up to the sky, opening out the hip if you like. And then place the foot back down. Let's rock forward, lazy up dog, spread out across the chest, maybe a little rock and sway. And then press it back, downward dog. Float the left leg to the sky. Bend the knee, take the left knee to the outside of the left wrist. Setting up for pigeon on the other side. Inhale, lift through the chest. Find that little back bend. Hold it for a second. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, melt forward into your pose. It may look different on one side than it does on the other. Take a really big breath in, lift your heart, and on your exhale, maybe find a little bit deeper edge. Maybe the forehead comes down. And let's be here in this pose for 1 full minute. Just one more time. Soften anywhere you feel resistance in your body. Relax your jaw, relax your forehead, your eyes. And let the mind release as well. So whatever thoughts you're clinging to right now, let them go. Refocus your mind onto the breath. Deepening the breath, improving the quality of your breath. If you're like me, you've been thinking a lot about your lungs lately, hopefully from a place of gratitude for their function and their health, for their continued function and health. One more big inhale and exhale, melt into the pose. And then start to press up out of the pose. Again, we're going to lift up into the heart space, finding that little back bend. If you'd like to take your hands to your heart center or up to the sky, take that option. It's not for everyone, it's not for me today. One more breath into your back bend, lifting through the heart space, feeling that nice stretch in the lower abdominals. Take the left hand inside the left knee, circle the right hand back, catch that right foot, quad stretch. And if you'd like the more challenging option, take the top of your hand into the top of your foot into the palm of your hand, reach both hands back. I gotta tighten the shoulders today, so I'm not gonna demonstrate. And then maybe your right hand comes inside the left knee and the left hand comes back for that left foot. Staying on top of the hips. So if you're falling over onto that left hip, maybe place a blanket or a pillow under there. One more breath. And then we're gonna release this pose. You can take your last little vinyasa here if you like. You can take that left leg up to the sky, maybe opening out the hip. Release the foot down, rock forward, last lazy up dog, spread out across the chest. Child's pose of your choice for 1 minute, either knees together or knees wide. You can have your arms long, you can have your arms alongside. I also kind of like to take the hands under the forehead and just kind of rock a little side to side. Make your way to sit onto your heels. We're going to sweep the arms up to the sky, grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand, stretch up and fold. And then take it the other way. Grab hold of the right wrist, stretch up, fold. Stretch up to the sky, drop your right hand down between your shoulder blades, grab that right elbow, gentle stretch into the tricep. If you want a little more, you can gently fold over to the left. Come back up to center, reach the arms. Drop the left hand between the shoulder blades, chin to chest, stretch. And then maybe a little fold over to the right. Come back up to center, reach through the arms, and let the hands come down, roll over onto your side and onto your back. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Let the knees drop over to the right. Open your arms out to the side and let your gaze drop to the left. On the inhale, draw your knees up to center, drop them over to the other side, gaze out to the right. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Give yourself one last little hug. Sending everything long, coming into your resting pose. Take a really big breath in. With your exhale, release your entire body weight into the earth. Close your eyes. If you're holding me to my 45 minutes, you can go ahead and release your practice whenever you're ready. If you'd like, I'm going to sit here and hold the space for about 2 minutes for a nice little Shavasana. Relaxing your toes, your feet, your legs, your hips, your belly, your chest. Soften the shoulders, relax the arms. Soften your throat and your chin, and your jaw. Relax your eyes and your forehead. Release any residual thought from your mind and resistance from your body, coming into your conscious state of relaxation for Shavasana. Start to bring awareness back to your breathing, noticing how your lungs feel in your body as they move and breathe. And then expand that awareness into your physical body, moving your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Take a really big stretch, reaching your arms back, your feet forward, stretching for opposite walls with a really big breath in, creating some last space in your body. And then exhale, pull your knees into your chest. You can take your knees around in a circle in one direction and then the other. Dropping over to one side when you're ready and pressing up to seated. Let's take a moment in seated. Ground down into your sits bones, sit up tall, relax the shoulders. Bring your breath and your awareness into your heart center. Getting out of your head, into your body. Maybe setting that intention for your day. And let's just settle into a state of gratitude for a moment, for our ability to move and breathe and choose. Choose where our awareness goes. Choose the people that we surround ourselves with. Choose the thoughts from others that we absorb, the ideas. Setting another intention to be very conscious of the choices that you make today and always. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a really big, the biggest breath in, and with a very big exhale, release anything you don't need in your body energetically. Let's take another one, really big breath in. With the exhale, releasing anything you don't need to carry with you for the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me for this practice today. Namaste.